Holy moly, I don't know about you guys, but I have been in an interesting flow state for the last couple of days. Things have been happening, things are shifting, my perspective is shifting, the macrocosm is reflecting the microcosm. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. Sometimes it feels like we are projecting outwards, and perhaps that's all we're doing is projecting reality out into the universe. And then other times it feels like the universe is constantly testing us so we can actually find out whether we are reflecting or absorbing the reality that is around us. Who knows? Xià Zhì season is here. We already hit our summer solstice. We just had our longest day a few days ago. Xià Zhì season is characterized by the longest day and the highest sun and yang energy. Yang energy, a lot of you guys already know this, is a fiery energy. And as yang energy reaches its peak, the energy of yin is born. That's something that we tend to ignore. We don't realize when it's super hot that yin is actually coming back around. It's almost like the pendulum swings between the highest yang, which would be the longest day of the year, and the highest yin, which would be our winter solstice. The calendar starts, in terms of humanity, setting 2 points of a beginning and an end to yang and yin. That would be the winter solstice and the summer solstice. And so as light increases, it also starts to decrease. We've hit that peak, and now our days are getting shorter. And the reality check is about pushing for more when your body is signaling to pivot. I got a lot done in the last couple days, and I did push my limits. I hit a wall a couple times, but I've also been feeling like I'm in a flow state. My physiological reality, I'm feeling kind of strong, to be honest with you. I am needing more rest. But Xià Zhì governs the heart, spirit and presence, and the small intestine, which has to do with discernment. So the heart is spirit and presence, and the small intestine is about discernment. Picking your battles, knowing what to do and knowing when to do them. And I would say that's why I've been in a bit of a flow state. I've done my work to keep my organs balanced and to keep my heart centered, and it seems to be working, which is kind of exciting. The macrocosm seems to be reflecting the microcosm I'm feeling within. I was feeling off for a few days there. Last week was kind of insane. I was feeling scattered energy, but I seem to have gotten on top of my game here. If you are feeling that scattered energy, it could be a sign of imbalance. You could be feeling restlessness, heart palpitations, insomnia, and like I said, scattered energy. That has to do with your heart being out of balance. If you're having issues with your small intestine, you could start to feel overwhelmed, or you could even have lost the ability to discern what nourishes you from what keeps you busy. Staying on top of keeping your organs balanced could be quite helpful in this Xià Zhì season. See how you're feeling and assess what your body needs, right? You could be having some skin reactivity, excess sweating, and digestive disruption. I've definitely had some sweating going on, but it's hot out. I'm sweating. It burnt my head the other day. I'm brown. I didn't realize I was susceptible to burning my head. I probably need to start wearing a hat more often. Anyway, nature is transitioning. Ancient wisdom notes, the deer even shed their antlers. Xià Zhì season governs the heart, which has to do with spirit and presence, and the small intestine, which have to do with discernment. At the peak of heat, the internal systems are pressed super hard. Luckily, I have the practices and the techniques to know how to balance my organs. I also have access to Xijin Bao's herbal decoctions, which can help me stay in balance. Nature transitions. The ancient wisdom notes that even deers shed their antlers at the peak of solstice, summer solstice. Even the deer know to let go of what doesn't serve them anymore. They release their heaviest burden when they are at their most alpha, or the most yang in this case. Start sleeping slightly earlier, which I've been doing. Shifting your hydration in the room, drinking room temperature water, to harmonize with external heat. Shift to a more subtle movement practice, grace instead of force. I did not do that. I hammered it out yesterday and I was feeling it today. Avoid ice-cold drinks. I think I had a cold coffee yesterday. Bad shakya. And because that can shock the heart and the small intestine. Regardless, yesterday was amazing. Keep up with your movements, right? You don't have to intensely train. And instead of forcing really aggressive, intense movements, work on mobility. That's what I've been doing. I don't try and grind out some heavy exercise. It's easy to get into that headspace. I do all the time. But just work on gentle movement or mobility, right? You don't have to work till that extreme failure or fatigue. Besides, you're probably just going to train your body to move and work in a hard and rigid way. And work on drawing cool energy and see if you can partake in more joyful activity as opposed to agitative activity. I'm big on moving with more ease and more grace just in general. I work with the elderly. Don't force your movements. High intensity training in peak heat without any kind of cooling can lead to what the Taoists call San Fu Tian burnout. We don't want to burn out. Stay cool. Know to tell the difference between what's causing you joy and what's causing you agitation. Joy is the emotion of summer. But running hot just turns your joy into irritability. Keep that nice even keel, smooth running, cool, calm, and centered joy. If your fire's too high, you're going to burn yourself out. Celebrate the peaks, honor the turning, and begin to cool. This period goes a couple weeks. We're already 4 days in, so handle it with more mindfulness. We've got about 10 more days of this Xià Zhì season. Don't just try and survive summer. Align with it. And so follow the next solar term forecast and practical protocols for embodied living. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace out.